Hey sweet friend, and welcome. You are in for a treat today because we have a beautiful new crochet pattern inspired by the seasons and a brand new limited edition yarn to introduce. This gorgeous new design by Danielle Chauvet is called Fleurelle, and it brings to mind the idea of cycles and the many lessons that we can learn throughout the seasons of the year and the seasons of our life. It features a growing hexagonal shape for the base with beautiful little puffy flowers cascading throughout the design. It's gorgeous and easy to make, I assure you, and I'm going to show you how delightful it is to make here in a minute. Now, the reason I feel you're going to love Fleurelle and all these gorgeous colors so much is because it is a perfect depiction of the 4 seasons. The pattern starts out with this sumptuous, rich red, just like flaming autumn leaves, and then slowly shifts into these smoked plums, and then finally this navy, just like the days getting shorter and cooler as winter sets in. And interspersed throughout are these cooling, icy little flowers, which remind us that spring eventually does come again. And I love this row of gorgeous fuchsia flowers because to me it brings to mind the idea of bright berry tones of summer. Everything is cyclical, and I love how this pattern really captures the beauty of that idea. And I feel it's important to remember that in your life as well. You are not meant to bloom all of the time. You might be in a period of rest right now, and that is totally okay. And you know, there are actually plants and flowers that cannot bloom the next year if they are not exposed to freezing temperatures the winter before. They literally have to have that dormant time of rest so that they can fully bloom once the time comes. So my hope is that this project reminds you to find grace for yourself wherever you're at in your life right now. To make this, we used our brand new limited edition North Fingering yarn. It's a blend of extra fine merino wool dyed in a gorgeous array of wintry shades, with each strand wrapped with luxurious, super soft Pima Cotton. This yarn is squishy, bouncy, so dreamily soft, and this yarn is a custom blend that we had made just for us. You're not gonna find it anywhere else. It's only available on our site, so I would definitely love to hear what you think once you get yours. You can get the yarn and you can download this beautiful pattern at ExpressionFiberArts.com. And of course, while you're there, be sure that you sign up for email and text updates for weekly free knit and crochet patterns. Okay, grab some tea and let's dive into how to make this beautiful pattern, starting with one of those gorgeous little puffy flowers. To get started, you're gonna need these 8 colors: Snowfall Hymn, Shimmering Fjord, Frosted Peaks, Chillborn, Winter's Edge, Frozen Radiance, Frost Kisses, and Starlit Ice. To get started, we're gonna make a little beginning puff flower. To do that, you're gonna grab the tail of your yarn, and we're gonna make a magic circle by wrapping that around your fingers. Pinch that little X that you've just made. Reach under, grab the yarn, and pull it through. Now I'm gonna do a little chain 1. Now we're gonna go ahead and work 12 single crochets into this loop. 1, and I'm gonna put a stitch marker on the first one. Sometimes it can get lost in the shuffle. So go ahead and pop a stitch marker on if you need to mark the first one, because we're gonna need to work back into that in a minute. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And when you come back around, go ahead and find your first single crochet, and you're going to slip stitch into that. Go ahead and cinch up your little tail to close up your circle, and we're ready to continue on. We're going to work a chain 2, and then we're going to work a petal. So to work a petal, go ahead and yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch as your slip stitch, so that first single crochet, and pull up a loop to the height of the chain 2. And we're going to do that twice more. Yarn over, insert into that same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert into the same stitch, and pull up a loop. Now we're going to yarn over and insert our hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop to the height of the chain 2, and we're going to do that twice more. Yarn over, insert into that same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert into that same stitch, pull up a loop, and then we're going to yarn over, pull through 12 loops. You should have 2 left. Yarn over and pull through 2. Now we're going to chain 2 and slip stitch into the next stitch. So we've made our first little petal. We're going to repeat that 5 times more. Chain 2 and work a petal, which is yarn over, insert into the same stitch as the slip stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert into the same stitch, pull up a loop. And then we're jumping to the next stitch now. We're going to do that again. Yarn over, insert into that next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert into that same stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, insert into that same stitch and pull up a loop. Then yarn over, pull through 12, you should have 2 left, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 2, and then slip stitch into the next stitch. So we have 2 petals, continue repeating all the way around. Chain 2, work your petal, pull up a loop. So you're pulling up 3 loops from that original stitch, then you're jumping over and pulling up 3 loops from that next stitch. Yarn over, pull through 12, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 2, slip stitch into the next stitch. All right, so we are halfway done. Chain 2, work our petal, yarn over, insert into the same stitch as the slip stitch. Do that 3 times. Yarn over, jump to the next stitch, pull up a loop 3 times, yarn over, pull through 12, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 2, slip stitch into the next stitch, and continue on. Chain 2, create our petal. 1, 2, 3, next stitch, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, pull through 12, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 2, slip stitch into that next stitch. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we're going to work 1 more petal. Chain 2, insert into that same stitch, pull up a loop, pull up a loop, pull up a loop, and then into the final stitch, pull up 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 12, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 2, go ahead and slip stitch into that next stitch. And you are good to go ahead and fasten off your yarn at this point. And we're going to pick up our new color. I've gone ahead and cut my yarn and I've picked up my new color. Now we're going to jump into section 1, setup round. So we're going to grab our color and you're going to find the top of any petal and we're going to join our yarn and you're going to have the right side of your work facing you. So just go ahead and grab that color and we're going to start with a chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to jump over to the top of the next petal and we're going to slip stitch into that. And we're going to do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, jump to the top of the next petal, slip, 2, 3, 4, slip stitch into the next petal, all the way around. 2, 3, 4. We're just creating a nice little base that we can work the next round onto. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Slip stitch to the next petal, and 1 more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and just go ahead and slip stitch to the top of this first petal. We're going to begin row 1, and you want to keep in mind that you don't turn for this round. You're just going to continue working around. We're going to start with a chain 3, which does count as our first double crochet, and we're going to work 2 double crochets into this first chain 4 space. 1 and 2, and then chain 1, and then work 3 double crochets into that same chain 4 space. 1, 2, and 3. Now chain 1, jump over to the next chain 4 space, and we're going to work 3 double crochets. 2, 3, chain 1, and 3 more double crochets into that same chain 4 space. 2, and 3. And we're going to continue repeating that all the way around. So you can see what we're doing is 3 double crochets, a chain 1, 3 double crochets, a chain 1. So you're going to repeat that all the way around. So go ahead and jump to your next chain 4 space, chain 1, work your 3 double crochets, 2, 3, and chain 1, and into that same space because you want 6 double crochets into each of those chains, 2, 3. Once you've done that, chain 1, jump over to the next one. Start with 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and chain 1, and 3 more. This is why I love crochet, because it's so easy to visualize what you're doing, especially patterns in the round like this. Once you memorize the little repeat, you just work it all the way around. I grew up making doilies and little round coasters and similar things because they just were so easy to memorize, and you can create such beautiful pieces. Chain 1. I always like to go back and kind of check, make sure everything's good before moving on. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and our final 3, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, and go ahead and slip stitch into the top of your beginning chain 3. And this completes row 1. For row 2, we are going to actually turn, and we're going to work back around. We're going to start by slip stitching into this chain 1 space, and then work a chain 2, which does count as your first half double crochet and chain 1. We're going to start by skipping this next double crochet and working a half double crochet into that next stitch and chain 1. Skip the next double crochet and work a half double crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, and we're going to do that again. Skip the next double crochet, work a half double crochet into the next stitch and chain 1. Skip the next double crochet and work a half double crochet into the next stitch and chain 1. Now we're going to half double crochet again into this same chain 1 space and chain 1, and this is actually forming a little corner. We're making essentially a hexagon. Now we're going to continue repeating this all the way around. Skip the next stitch, work a half double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1. Skip the next stitch, work a half double crochet into the chain 1 space, chain 1. Again, skip the next stitch and work a half double crochet into the next double crochet, chain 1. Skip the next double crochet and work a half double crochet into the chain 1 space, chain 1. And this is going to be a corner, so we'll work another half double crochet into that and chain 1. And you're going to continue repeating that all the way around. Half double crochet after you've skipped one, chain 1, half double crochet into the chain 1 space, chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet into the next, chain 1, and skip 1, form a corner, which is half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet, chain 1. So there's another corner. Moving on, we're just going to continue repeating the same thing. Skip, half double crochet, chain 1, skip, half double crochet in the chain space, chain 1, skip, half double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, and form a corner into that next chain 1 space with a half double crochet, a chain 1, a half double crochet, and a chain 1. Continuing on, skip 1, half double crochet, chain 1, find the next chain space, half double crochet, chain 1, skip, half double crochet, chain 1. Now we're going to form another corner with a half double crochet, a chain 1, a half double crochet, and a chain 1. So there's another little corner. Now here we are, and we've got the final side to work, so make sure you've worked your chain 1. Go ahead and skip the next stitch and half double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, skip 1, half double crochet into that chain space, chain 1, skip 1. Now you're going to work a half double crochet into that final stitch, chain 1, and then we're going to work our final corner by working a half double crochet into that chain space here, that original chain space, chain 1, and then go ahead and slip stitch to the beginning chain 2. For row 3, we're going to go ahead and turn, and we're going to start by slip stitching into this first chain 1 space. Chain 3, 2, 3, go ahead and yarn over and insert your hook into the same chain 1 space and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to do that again. Yarn over, insert into the same chain 1 space, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. And then go ahead and yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook and chain 1. Next, we're going to work some clusters. We're going to actually work one into each of the next 4 chain spaces. A cluster is yarn over, insert into the next chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through 2. Do that twice more, yarn over, insert into the same chain 1 space and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. One more time, yarn over, insert into the same chain 1 space and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. And when you have 4 loops on your hook, go ahead and yarn over and pull through all of those. And then chain 1. We're going to repeat that again into the next chain 1 space. Yarn over, insert into the chain 1 space and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert into the same chain 1 space, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. One more time, yarn over, insert into the same chain 1 space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And when it looks like this and you have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops and chain 1. We're going to do that twice more. We're going to create our cluster into that next chain 1 space, which is what we've been working. Pull through all 4 loops, chain 1. One more time. Create another cluster. These are really fun to work. Pull through all 4 loops, chain 1. Now when you get to your little corner space, and if it helps to mark them with a stitch marker, you can, but you can see it looks like a little V. So this is your corner. In your corners, you're going to work cluster, just like we've been working. Chain 1, and then another cluster into that same corner space. And chain 1. So you can see we've kind of rounded the corner, and now we're ready to work this other side. We're going to continue repeating what we've done all the way around. So go ahead and work into the next 4 chain 1 spaces, cluster, chain 1. So cluster into the next chain 1 space, chain 1. Jump to the next chain 1 space, work your cluster, pull through all 4 loops on your hook and chain 1. Don't forget the chain 1s. Cluster into the next chain 1 space. And this is creating the sides of our little hexagon. And it keeps growing and growing, round after round. Chain 1. Now here we are at another corner, so remember just to work cluster, chain 1, cluster, chain 1. So you've got 2 clusters in the corners. Chain 1, another cluster in that same corner space. Chain 1. So we've rounded 2 corners. Now we're going to continue down the next side, and you're just repeating this all the way around. Like I said, once you sort of memorize what you're doing, this is why I love circular projects. Because then you just do your little repeat over and over. And you can sort of pause every once in a while, look back, double check, make sure everything's looking great before you move on and do the next rounds. Working another cluster. chain one. Side is looking good, continue on. 2 clusters, here's our corner. So we're gonna work cluster, chain one, and another cluster into the corner. And chain one. So there's another little corner made. Continuing on. The clusters are basically like working partial double crochets and then closing them all up at the same time, if you want to think of it like that. Sort of like 3 little partial double crochets. Chain one. We've got 1 more before our corner. Work another cluster. And once you know how to work all of these stitches, here's our corner, so we're going to work 2. You are good to go on this pattern. Like, this is basically it. There is nothing challenging here. It's actually very relaxing, very doable, and it makes the most beautiful pattern. I'm so excited to see everyone's versions. There's a corner. All right, we've got 2 more sides to work. Continuing on with more clusters. It really is the neatest thing to design a yarn base and then have our dyers dye it up, and then it gets shipped off to you, and then you make all these gorgeous things. It just, that whole full circle thing, it just blows my mind, seeing the whole process. So always share. I love to see it, as does the rest of our team. They always get so excited to see your beautiful creations. All right, 1 more before our corner. You're welcome to post on our Facebook group or our Ravelry group or anywhere that you like. All right, here's our corner. Let's go ahead and do our 2 clusters into that. There's 1 and a chain 1. Do our second one. And chain 1, and then we're going to finish our final side. So go ahead and work your cluster into each of those final 4 chain 1 spaces. Chain 1, cluster into the next. It really does require just enough attention that it calms your brain and your nervous system. It's really very therapeutic. Crochet in general. That's why we love it. All right, so we're working our final cluster into this final chain 1 space, and then chain 1. And when you get all the way to the end, we need to make sure that this corner here, this starting corner, has the 2 clusters in it. Once you've worked your chain 1, go ahead and work into this original chain 1 space where you've got that first little cluster, and work a cluster. Creating our final little corner. Chain 1, and then go ahead and slip stitch into that starting chain. Isn't this so gorgeous? So we've got our little flower here, which is just too cute for words. And then these rounds are very simple, very repeating, and you can already see our hexagon taking shape and our little corners popping out. And then row 4 is another similar half double crochet row, and row 5 is another cluster row, very similar to what we've just worked. And then you're gonna repeat those rows, changing colors as mentioned in the pattern, until you end up with this beautiful piece. Let it be a reminder to you as you work it and as you wear it that you are right where you're meant to be at this time. Whether you're blooming, transitioning, or hibernating, I hope you treasure this special moment in your life and honor what you need in this moment. Thank you for spending some time with me, my beautiful friend, and I hope you hop back next Friday because I'm gonna have another gorgeous new design that I think you're gonna love. I'll see you then. Bye!